Same shit that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147. I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch. Watch.
Canelo versus Crawford is just around the corner, and the heat between the two fighters is only getting hotter. In their latest press conference, both men once again exchanged verbal jabs. The tension started when Canelo was asked about their previous face-off, where things got physical with a shove.
Well, I didn't. He did before. He tried to welcome me back, and it just was my reaction. That's it. I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something. And he did. He did. And now...
After the press conference, Crawford laughed off Canelo's behavior, saying he actually enjoys the drama and doesn't take Canelo's actions too seriously.
Laughed at it, as you can see. You know, I love things like that. You know, it excites me. I'm more motivated than ever now.
Crawford addressed the shove directly, making it clear that it didn't affect him in the slightest. He insisted that it won't change his mindset or approach heading into the fight.
Nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that little push didn't do nothing, as you can see. But come fight time, we're not going to be pushing, we're going to be punching. So it doesn't even matter.
The press conference wasn't just about words. There was also a death stare face-off that got so intense, new boxing promoter Dana White had to personally step in to separate them. This isn't just a fight, it's a once-in-a-lifetime event. Two men who have dominated multiple weight classes, collected world titles, and silenced critics are finally stepping into the same ring. Canelo reflected on his fight with Billy Joe Saunders, recalling how Saunders' pre-fight trash talk pushed him to fight with extra fire. Canelo hinted that Crawford's attitude may have the same effect on him.
For Bud Crawford, you know, a lot of MMA fans, UFC fans, may not have ever seen you fight before. And they might tune in because Dana and the UFC are involved. So what has it been like maybe introducing yourself to a lot of MMA fans?
Canelo also admitted he's lost respect for Crawford because of certain statements he made, especially when Crawford said he doesn't care about meeting anyone's expectations. Canelo believes this showed arrogance and hinted that Crawford is fighting with something personal to prove.
It'll be more personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like he welcome me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't fuck with me.
Does it bring a different Canelo then?
Yeah, it's different.
In another heated exchange, Canelo claimed that Crawford's team was trying to walk him down in a disrespectful way, which sparked chaos in their last face-off. He warned that anyone who tries to mess with him will see their career ended in the ring.
Before I respect his word because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do, and he did. So, but you know me. Just I respect everybody, but if you f me, so it's gonna be different. You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First
we know.
First
we
and
know.
foremost.
We know.
Crawford fired back at gossip coming from Canelo's camp, which claimed he was scared. Crawford confronted Canelo directly, making it clear he isn't afraid of anyone and won't back down. Canelo responded by saying those words didn't come from him, but rather from Crawford's uncle.
Somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
Crawford remained defiant, repeating that he fears no one. He reminded everyone that in their previous face-off, he had no hesitation standing up to Canelo despite the size difference.
Scared of shit, and you're gonna find that out. As you've seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you were supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
On one side, you have Canelo Alvarez, the pride of Mexico, the undisputed super middleweight champion with 63 wins, only 2 losses, and 39 knockouts. He has beaten some of boxing's best: Gennady Golovkin, Miguel Cotto, Sergey Kovalev, and Caleb Plant. Promoter Eddie Hearn admitted that while he was skeptical at first, he now believes this fight is a massive moment for boxing.
You see the presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo. Then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo. So
Canelo's an all-time great. He's an incredible fighter, and look, I actually think this is a bad fight for him because
Hearn leaned slightly toward Canelo as the favorite, but admitted this will be no easy task. He pointed out that Crawford's unique style, his sharp timing, slick movement, and constant adjustments could turn the fight into a chess match where Canelo has to play catch-up.
he'll engage a lot more than Skull, but he will be looking to do all the things where people have had success, which is use movement. Look at what Bivol did. Bivol had the perfect game plan. He boxed off the back foot, then he attacked, then he moved, then he, all that kind of stuff. And I think Crawford will be looking to do exactly the same.
Finally, Hearn emphasized that Crawford isn't chasing fame or money. For him, this fight is about legacy. It's his ultimate mission to move beyond just being seen as a technical genius and instead secure his place among the all-time greats of the sport.
It's a fight that's probably quite personal to him, to prove himself as a great. And there is no doubt that if he wins this fight, he's a great, he's a pound-for-pound tremendous fighter.
But Crawford also had to address the elephant in the room, the size gap. He's a natural welterweight at 147 pounds, while Canelo has been the king at 168 pounds for years. The weight disparity is undeniable, yet Crawford kept calling out Canelo's name. What's fascinating is that Canelo never shut the door on the fight. Instead, he left it open, making it clear that if the business side aligned, he'd take it seriously.
47, obviously 154 now, but the money's the money, and he was never going to turn it down.
Canelo Alvarez has fought and defeated champions across 4 weight divisions, evolving from a teenage prospect into one of the biggest pay-per-view stars in the modern era. Beyond his empire inside and outside the ring, he's known for sharp counterpunching, a granite chin, and devastating body shots that break opponents down. At the press conference, Canelo appeared more composed and relaxed than Crawford. He even spoke about his collaboration with Dana White and the UFC organizers behind this blockbuster event. Canelo stressed that UFC and boxing aren't competitors, but partners in creating something massive. He said, "You make it look like we are competing, but I know I'm not. I always liked Dana White. I respect all the UFC fighters, and I think we can show people that if we are together, we can do big things. I'm very glad to work with Dana White and everyone involved, Netflix too. I've always liked him, and he knows that." For Crawford, this was uncharted territory, and as Antonio Tarver put it, Bud's mindset carries a rare kind of fearless energy, the same commanding presence seen in legendary athletes.
Bro, I've been telling y'all for the longest, that boy got that energy. And you know what energy I'm talking about. What is that? Tarver energy. Yes, sir. Tarver. He got that. And so you know, when you get that, we don't see nobody, bro.
Tarver then shifted his focus to Canelo, offering a more critical take. He acknowledged Canelo's toughness, but pointed out that the Mexican star hasn't faced a true challenge in a while. According to Tarver, Canelo's ring movement isn't as sharp as it once was. His warning was simple: comfort is dangerous. It can make even the best fighters ease off the gas.
Now he in there with a dog, Canelo. Now, the Canelo footwork ain't been what it's supposed to be lately, and he hasn't a real threat in a long time. Right. Now, sometimes we can get so comfortable in that zone. But now you got to go down deep to get ready for Crawford. You feel me?
Crawford, on the other hand, is a technician with a 41-0 record and 30 KOs. He's a switch hitter, a puzzle no opponent has solved. Since moving up to 140, then dominating the 147-pound division, including dismantling Errol Spence Jr. in a performance that shocked the world, Crawford has looked untouchable. He even claimed a world title at 154 before making the bold leap to 168 to face Canelo. Few fighters ever dare to climb that high, let alone succeed. Lightweight contender Frank Martin weighed in, comparing William Skull's defensive approach against Canelo to how Crawford might fight. He believed Crawford wouldn't resort to over-defensive tactics, but instead bring a very different challenge to Canelo.
I don't think Terence gonna run from Canelo as much as that guy did. I feel like he gonna box for sure, but he gonna sit down on some shots. He gonna fight in spurts against Canelo, I feel.
In Martin's eyes, Crawford may be undersized against Canelo, but his speed will be the equalizer. That advantage, he argued, could be the key to pulling off the upset.
Quicker than him.
Fast. Sometimes, man, like, just because a guy bigger, it don't always mean, like, he can crack, but, it's like Terence he gonna be the faster, he gonna be the quicker fighter, the more explosive fighter, too, I feel like.
Martin explained the disadvantages smaller fighters face against bigger men, but also highlighted how speed and pace can tilt the fight. A smaller, quicker fighter can often outmaneuver a larger, slower opponent. And that's why Crawford should never be counted out.
And don't mean nothing. A lot of times them guys be slower,
Yeah.
When a smaller guy come up to a higher weight, you just can't get hit by the, you just can't get hit by the bigger guy, especially if he a puncher. But a lot of times the smaller guy have an advantage, I feel like, because they quicker.
For Crawford, this fight isn't just about belts. It's about rewriting history. If he beats Canelo, a naturally bigger fighter who has dominated multiple divisions, he would become the first male boxer in the four-belt era to hold undisputed titles in 3 weight classes. Not Mayweather, not Pacquiao, not Roy Jones Jr. Nobody has done it. This would be history in bold letters. And one of Canelo's old foes, Floyd Mayweather Jr., knows better than anyone how vulnerable he can be. Back in 2013, Mayweather handed Canelo one of his worst defeats, dominating him with ease.
You could take a guy like Canelo, this guy could do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighter.
Of course, weight could play a role in this fight, but in terms of physical advantages, both fighters believe they're on equal footing. Crawford's trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, matched his fighter's energy with calm confidence. No trash talk, no bravado, just conviction. He said, "We're just going to get out there and win. Do whatever we need to do to win. I'm not giving out the game plan, but I know we're going to win." The numbers back him up too. Crawford holds a higher knockout ratio at 73% compared to Canelo's 63.9%, despite competing mostly in lighter divisions. But not everyone is convinced. Oscar De La Hoya criticized the overly friendly tone between the fighters, including their recent dinner with Turkey Alashik.
Ridiculous promotion of Canelo Crawford has given me lots of good ammunition.
Get some, baby!
Ooh, first, let's take it back to last week when this photo was taken of Canelo and Crawford having dinner together. Like they're best friends.
I love you, man.
Their bodies, like they were family.
De La Hoya didn't hold back. He argued that the polished, respectful build-up is draining the fire out of boxing. Fans don't tune in for dinner dates. They tune in for intensity, raw energy, and rivalries that feel like wars waiting to happen. He compared today's atmosphere to past greats, like Ali versus Frazier or Tyson versus Green. Rivalries that thrived on tension, not friendship.
Can you imagine Muhammad Ali or like Joe Frazier having dinner together?
What?
Can you imagine Mike Tyson and Mitch Green before a brawl?
Hey.
What the f? No boxing fan wants to see two fighters having dinner together?
We could have a dinner on Wednesday.
Oscar doubled down, insisting that boxing's real draw is the build-up, the emotional stakes that make every round feel like life or death. When the promotion feels too polished, he warned the spark is lost.
Bad blood. We want anticipation. We want to feel like an actual war is about to happen. Not caviar and champagne together while they're staging their trilogy. Jesus Christ.
He even advised Crawford to remind fans of Canelo's controversial failed drug test tied to tainted meat, a nightmare Canelo has carried for years. Oscar mocked, "Come on, anybody buying this? Nobody's got time for this. Crawford, if you want to make him mad, just bring up his tainted meat. Forget the stats. This is about legacy." And legacy is exactly what's at stake. Crawford is already a two-time undisputed champion with nothing left to prove. Yet he wants the challenge. Meanwhile, Canelo must defend his throne against the man the world believes can dethrone him. British boxing journalist Gareth Davies delivered a chilling reminder. Canelo isn't coming to box pretty, he's coming to hurt. He fights flat-footed, plants his shots, and looks for the knockout. And Crawford? He's never been hit like that before. The real question is, can he handle it?
Fight for both men. Canelo always looks for the knockout, as he says. He will be planting his feet. And as I said to Terence, are you prepared to be hit harder than you've ever been hit before? Obviously, he doesn't want to be hit, but Canelo will hit him harder than anyone he's probably been in against. So Spence hits hard, but it wasn't the same Errol Spence that he fought. And he's up against one of the all-time greats of Mexican boxing on September the 13th at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. It's a really big fight for him. It's a legacy fight because his resume isn't anything like Saul Canelo Alvarez's legacy.
The heat, the drama, the anticipation, it's clear this isn't just another fight. It's a collision of legacies, pride, and pure willpower. With every press conference, every stare down, the fire only grows. When Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford finally step into the ring, the world will stop to watch history unfold. Will Crawford shock the world once again, or will Canelo silence all doubt and reign supreme? If you felt the heat in this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more fight talk, and drop your predictions in the comments. Is Crawford truly getting under Canelo's skin, or will Canelo prove once again why he's the face of boxing?